Stuck in a fictitious love that destroyed my life. Part 1. Since a young age, I had always dreamed of living a love story like those I enjoyed reading about in stories and novels. On my first day at university, I met a young man who worked at the university cafe. I noticed him looking at me with eyes that made my heart skip a beat. I walked away, but something inside me compelled me to return to the cafe and see those looks in his eyes again, and feel that sensation once more. This feeling lingered within me until one day he mustered the courage to hold my hand warmly, and at that moment, it felt like God had answered my prayers and granted my wish to finally find a young man I loved, and who loved me sincerely. I cannot deny how bold he was in all his actions, and his daring made me willingly follow him despite going against the religious and cultural values I was brought up with. Something inside me moved me and controlled all my actions. I became attached to him, and my entire being was drawn to his personality. He promised me a love and loyalty that would last a lifetime, and he vowed that his love for me would grow stronger day by day. That was the depth of my love for him. One day, he took the audacious step of coming to my house. He climbed over the wall and managed to enter my bedroom. He used to say the sweetest words that every ear adored. His words had a special impact on my heart, and he was the only source of my smiles. I was willing to sacrifice everything, my possessions, and even my chances of getting married to him, just to spend a single moment with him. But when he entered my room, he made a grave mistake. He dared to hold me, and in my spontaneous reaction, he fell to the ground, and he was somewhat seriously injured. Coming from a wealthy and prestigious family, the security thought he was a thief, and they apprehended him, taking him to the police station to face punishment. I couldn't speak at that moment, but I ran with all my strength until I caught up with them. I grabbed his hand and pleaded with my father not to ruin his future because of a mistake he would never repeat. My father broke down at that moment, and his anger intensified. He instructed senior police officers to ensure he was imprisoned and subjected to severe punishment. At the same time, another wealthy and influential man proposed to me. When he found both of us determined, I imprisoned myself and skipped my classes, refusing to eat. When the man I loved couldn't reach me or even check on me, he came to my house and sneaked into my room. He threatened me, and my father agreed to marry him in exchange for forgiving and pardoning the other man. I accepted without hesitation, so that I wouldn't feel guilty towards him and because I felt I was the reason for him losing his future. I married a billionaire, and I was as cold as ice. I didn't feel anything with him and had no desire to live with him. There was always something blocking the connection between us, and I punished myself for losing my true love and punished him for even considering marrying me. Days and years passed until 5 years had gone by. He had patiently endured my husband's coldness and my neglect due to me. One day, a stranger arrived, asking for me and insisting on seeing me. I never expected, and no matter how hard I tried to guess, I would never have imagined that I would find him standing in front of me. The young man, 5 years have passed, and nothing has prevented me from seeing you except for the prison, which only increased my love for you. 5 years, and he was still in prison? Didn't my father promise to pardon him if I accepted the marriage proposal? I threw myself into his arms, and tears streamed from my eyes. He wiped my tears away and gave me a piece of paper with a simple address, then he left.